Coming up to the stage right now, please welcome Will Najera!
How are you guys doing? That's good. Thanks, Luke. Luke is funnier than hell, everybody. But hell is not very funny. Right? It's like one of the least funny things that there is. Like, I've never been to the place, but it's like one of the least funny concepts, right? But what I'm trying to say is this guy's really funny. Someone asked me, what's your name? I said, Will. They said, that's with a W, right? I was like, no, it's just me. The word howdy is more of a question than a statement, isn't it? It's like an abbreviation for how do you do. So I always got to answer it with, I don't know, it depends on what you're talking about. I think the best nickname is nickname, unless your name is Nick. Then you should just go with that. I heard those ionic breeze air purifiers make people more susceptible to pathogens if exposed. I think they should change the name of the thing to the ironic breeze. Someone was telling me about this word schadenfreude, right? It's like a German word that means taking pleasure in someone's misfortune. And they said there's no word like it in English, right? It's only a German word. I was like, oh, you mean like sadism? Right. And I saw the wonder vanish in everyone's faces, and this guy's face just turned into shame, and I couldn't help but to take a little pleasure in his misfortune. It was like schadenfreude. I saw an old buddy, and he said, hey, you should come to my house and meet the missus. I was like, the missus? What does that mean? That you have a wife that you're married to, or a bunch of chicks that you're not married to, or that you throw things at shit and don't hit it? I asked someone if they needed a ride. They said, oh, that's all right. I'm waiting for my Uber driver. But I find that kind of insulting because, it's like, look, I get it if you're waiting for someone to give you a ride, all right? But calling him an Uber driver, that's kind of like you're ripping on me now, right? Like you're saying there's ordinary drivers, yeah, but then there's Uber drivers. Ketchup and mustard are thought of as the most lowbrow hot dog condiments, right? But I think they're really highbrow. I think it's too fancy. It's too frilly. I just put hot sauce on the damn thing. I get what you're trying to do. You want something that's kind of sweet with the vinegar texture of ketchup, but it's a little spicy. That's what the mustard is. Just follow the thought out to its logical conclusion, man. I'm trying to break into the fictional estate business. That's where the real money is. I've struggled with alcohol in my life, not with my predilection to consume it too frequently, but by getting too drunk, right? You try to walk around, you get the spins, it can really be a struggle. They say that it's all about the hokey pokey and turning yourself around, but I don't know. I think maybe there's more to life than that. A baker's dozen is 13 instead of 12. That's right. That means that if you're a baker and you get a dozen eggs, it's got to be in the shape of a pain in the ass. I don't consider myself to be mixed race, all right? I just consider everybody else to be isolated race. Unless they're a mix of races other than the ones that I am. Then those people are mixed. As a half Mexican, I got to be careful to not be like an Uncle Tom, right? Because that's like a word for it's like an old-timey word for black people, though. So there's not really anything. But I think I came up with one for my situation, right? Uncle Tomas, right? It's like, you said Uncle Thomas, Uncle Thomas, Uncle Thomas, Uncle Tomas. I'm going to start stuffing people's stockings with a second stocking that has their last name on it. Then they can wear the son of a bitches around. I always wondered why vegetarians always talk about the fact that they're vegetarian, right? But then I realized it's actually really easy to just eat meat or I don't know. I think they just say it to remember it, I don't have a second part for that one yet. Did you guys hear that someone sued Burger King for the Impossible Whopper because it was cooked next to some animal grease? That's right. They got a good settlement. I think I'm gonna start something like that. I'm gonna sue a bar because I got a hangover. Sometimes when someone says something in an accent, it's way different. It's way different meaning, right? I'm going to close off with a few impressions. I don't know. I got the light. Maybe you guys kick my ass before I'm done. It's like 20 seconds. I don't know. So here's my impression of Alex from A Clockwork Orange if he had an Australian accent instead of a British accent. Oh, no time for the old in and out, Lav. I'm just here to check the meter. But I mean, it's not just accents, right? Like sometimes if someone's got a cold, they say something way different, right? Here's my impression. I'll just close out with this one. This is my impression of Marlon Brando and On the Waterfront if he had a cold. You should have looked out for me better, all right? I was your brother. I really could have been someone, you know? I could have been a contender. Instead of a bum, which I am, let's face it, I'm a bum. I'm Will. You guys have a good night. Be good, all right?